A very good morning, students. So today we are going to start your new chapter, that is chapter number 6, magnetism. So first of all, we will do the first topic, discovery of magnets and what are magnets. So first of all, the substances which have the property of attracting iron are known as magnets. The very first magnet was discovered from a natural occurring mineral of iron which is known as magnetite, and it was found around 800 BC. So when it was found around 800 BC. So there is a story related to this, that there was a shepherd whose name was Magnus and whose shoe nails and iron hook of his stick were stuck to a rock containing magnetite, and because of this attraction they named this rock as a magnet. This rock was later found that it can attract the small iron pieces, and hence it was named as a magnet. So the word magnet originated from Magnesia, which is a town, which is a district in Asia Minor, where large deposits of magnetite were found. So later on, when it was found that when this piece of magnetite was suspended freely, it is having a property of resting in a particular direction, in a fixed direction, and this was used to indicate the direction correctly. So hence it was also known as lodestone. So next topic is your natural and artificial magnets. It can be asked in the form of definition or in the form of difference. So first of all, the natural magnets, the ore of magnetite or lodestone found in nature. So the natural magnets are the magnets which are found in nature. Artificial magnets are the magnets which are made by us. Then the natural magnets, they are of irregular shapes and they are having odd shapes, means there is no regular shape of the natural magnet. They can be in the form of rock, they can be in the form of small pieces. Artificial magnet, they are of regular shape because they are made by man. So according to humans, they have made different kinds of artificial magnet. Natural magnets are weak in strength, whereas your artificial magnets, they are strong in strength. Natural magnets are not of much use, whereas your artificial magnets, they are used in your practicals. Next is some artificial magnets. They are bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, cylindrical magnet, magnetic needle, U-shaped magnet, compass. Their diagram is shown in your book. You can see from there. The bar magnet, you might have used it. Next is your magnetic compass. This is a topic from Do You Know? Magnetic compass is used to find the geographic directions at a place, because at a place its needle rests in geographic north-south direction. So what is a magnetic compass? It is a device, or we can say it is a magnet which is used to find geographic directions, because the magnetic compass always rests in a specific direction, that is north-south direction. So with the help of this you can find geographic north-south. Next topic is magnetic and non-magnetic substances. So the magnetic substances are the substances which get attracted by the magnet, and non-magnetic which do not get attracted by magnet. For example, iron, steel, cobalt, nickel, they are the example of magnetic substances, whereas wood, plastic, copper, paper, aluminium, rubber, stone, sand, glass, they all are non-magnetic substances. Then there is a note that magnetic substances are also called as ferromagnetic. And what are the examples? Iron, cobalt and nickel are ferromagnetic substances. Now we are having next topic, that is characteristics of a magnet. So the very first characteristic is, when a magnet is suspended freely, it always rests in a specific north-south direction. So here we have taken an example of a magnet which is suspended freely. So here you can see there is a magnet. This is a bar magnet, beta. This is your stand, vertical stand, and here there is a silk thread. So with the help of silk thread, we have suspended this bar magnet, and after some time we will see when this magnet comes into rest, it will be resting in a particular direction, that is north-south direction. If we disturb the magnet a little, the magnet again comes to the rest in the north-south direction. So many times you will disturb it and you will see that when it comes in rest, it will always point in a particular direction, that is north-south direction. Then next is your definition of north pole and south pole. The end of the magnet which points towards the north is called as north pole, and it is generally represented by the letter N or a red dot. Then south pole, the end of the magnet which point towards the south pole, and it is represented by the letter S. So here you can see this end of the magnet which is pointing towards north direction is known as north pole, and it is represented by letter N, and the end of the magnet which is pointing towards south direction is known as south pole or south seeking pole. You can say anything as per your wish. So the next characteristic is, a magnet attracts small pieces of iron. So here you can see I have taken a bar magnet. When we are talking about a bar magnet is brought near the small iron nails. We will observe that most of the pins will cling at the ends and very few in the middle. So here you can see that the property of attraction is not same everywhere along the length of the magnet, but it is maximum at the ends and minimum in the center. Got it? So the ends of the magnet where the attraction property is maximum are known as the magnetic poles. So these are the magnetic poles. The ends of the magnet where the attraction property is maximum are known as magnetic poles. And here you can see when we will inscribe this poles, we will not assign them exactly at the ends, but it is slightly inside. They are located slightly inside the bar magnet, not at the ends. Got it, beta? So magnetic poles are the poles or the ends of a magnet where the attraction property is maximum, and they are not located or situated exactly at the ends, but they are located slightly inside the ends. Got it, beta? Thank you. Have a good day.